righty.
All right, so we will just take just a second to let YouTube catch up with us, and then we'll get rolling.
Sounds good.
Done. Redirecting to YouTube. It's still thinking, I think. So give me just a minute, because as soon as this gets started, I have to shut down. Yeah. I got to shut that off so that I can come back here so that it's not reverberating, whatever it does when both things are on the screen and it talks back. So anyway, it is Finance Friday. So thank you all for being here. This is my amazingly, fantastically cool friend, Dan, who has agreed to do this session with us. So I'm super grateful for you being here, Dan.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. So if you have never been to a Finance Friday or a What If Wednesday or a relationship, which day is, it's Marriage Monday, not relationship, Marriage Monday. If you've never been here, basically, I teach a system, a philosophy, and understanding, a way of thinking called MFRE. And these are sessions where we look at the foundation of MFRE and we apply it to life. And so, so today's Finance Friday. So we're going to apply MFRE to this thing called money and how to make it work on this planet, how as humans we get to utilize the way that we think and how we process to have a better, cooler, more amazing, fantastic life. And I like to preempt with this. Nothing I'm going to say is true in a universal sense. I am just sharing what has made my life exponentially better from paycheck to paycheck, sometimes less than a paycheck, to having abundance and a yucky relationship where my husband and I literally fought every day. How that's true, I don't know, but literally we fought every day, to where now we are living the relationship of our dreams. And so this way of thinking can be applied to anything. And it's my understanding. And so if you hate it, no worries. If it resonates with you, if something that I say makes you feel the difference in your life, where you get to be more excited and you get to have greater relationships and love weller and enjoy your business more, that's what I want you to apply. Okay, so Dan, let's get started. So Dan, tell me, what is the topic that that you would like to chat about today?
With finances, I think this whole sort of belief structure about self-worth, people's worth with money, that I think is something ingrained at a young age with me. So I'd like to talk about that. Yeah.
Cool. So what is worth? How do you believe that worth is determined?
It's funny because I don't associate worth with money, but there is this thing to where, like, I think growing up, the concept I had, and I think it's still in there to some degree, is that people with money are a certain way. And so if you're not that way, then you won't get money, you won't have money, you won't be worthy of money. There's something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are the character qualities? What are the characteristics of those people who have money?
It's interesting because when I was younger, my dad had a tendency, he doesn't do this anymore, but he was very, he would always say there's winners and losers, and it was all very black and white. And
Mm.
so this concept, I think that was there, and it's kind of still there maybe, is that the characteristics of people with money is that um, you're you're just a winner. You're confident. Uh, Everything is just perfect in your life, for
Mm.
lack of a better term,
Mm.
you know?
Okay, so give me just three. You gave me one, confident. So give me two more characteristics that are characteristics of a winner.
Wow, that's interesting. Um,
And just for principle's sake, um, and for why we get stuck, right? How we get stuck. The fact that we are living our lives based on a belief system that we don't even know what the belief system is, right? We're just like, oh, there's winners and there's losers. Okay, well, what makes you not a winner or a loser or like whatever? And then we go, Now, hear me well. Dan is the majority, right? This is how we do life, which is why we're stuck, because we can't actually, sorry, when I'm on my computer, if somebody calls on Facebook, it automatically rings on
oh
my
yeah.
computer. So sorry about that. But we we're living based on something that we can't even articulate with our conscious cognitive mind. And so then when we make a decision with our conscious mind, we're basing it on something that our conscious mind hasn't even processed through. Now, again, why? Well, because we're just taught this is what's true and this is what's not true. Right. And then we go, okay, that must be right. Okay, cool.
I think as you were
So,
saying that, I think the thing was when I was younger, the winners and losers is that I was not the winner.
hmm,
I think that was the message. I don't think that's what he was trying to communicate. I think that was what was sort of how I internalized his message. Um, and so I know, like, it didn't make me feel confident. So confidence is the first thing that came to mind. I don't know what the other characteristics would be, except like in my head, it was like this older white guy. You know what I mean? It was like my dad and his friends. That was sort of the image I had of success because they were all successful.
so your dad had money.
Um,
Your
yeah, it
dad was a
wasn't
winner?
well, yeah, but it wasn't like he was, like rolling it or throwing it around. It was just a comfortable lifestyle. And he worked very hard for it. It wasn't like you know, but in my head, that was just kind of how it was perpetuated. So I was too young, I was too this, I was too whatever. I was never sort of part of that crowd.
So then what are you now? If that's a winner and you're clearly white, you're clearly a man. So
Older.
what, yeah, what makes you still not that if that was what you have articulated in your mind to be the thing? What's now keeping you from having the thing if now you fit the criteria?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a very good question. Yeah.
So good, right? And
Mhm.
guys, what's so cool about this is you haven't done anything wrong, right? Dan hasn't done anything wrong. Dan's normal. What we don't realize is our subconscious mind manifests our life, right? Out of the heart is the wellspring of our life. What shows up in our life is a reflection of our belief systems. And the greatest hurdle that we have on this planet is connecting that we don't always understand what we believe, and that sometimes we think we believe something that we don't believe, right? So good news. You're normal, right? And the first step is awareness, right? Now recognizing, okay, I'm super aware that I have this arbitrary list of things that equate to something else, but then in the reality of it, it doesn't really equate to that. It doesn't really make sense, right? So let's just, again, we're just going to play with some energy, right? So in Emfree, there is two sides of a pendulum. There's our spirit side and our human side. And there's laws of the spirit side and there's laws of the human side. And when we're playing with energy, when we're just asking questions, what we're doing is we're allowing the subconscious to bring up the things that we've stuck on one side of the pendulum or the other. And then we make stories and then they stick here. Yet the laws and the rules and the way it works and functions on each side of the pendulum is the opposite. So if a belief gets stuck over on, say, the spirit side, then it's not functioning in the fullness of the truth, which is why we get stuck, right? Because this belief is stuck in a set of rules and laws that it might not even apply to, right? So we're just going to play with some energy. Let's just pretend, Dan, that you were that guy. You were the winner. You were the one that money just came super easy to. That yes, you worked hard, but it wasn't like you were grinding and toiling. Like you came to work, you did a good job, you did the thing, and money came easily. And the currency of money flowed through your life with ease. What are you when you put yourself in that state? What are you? Look at yourself in that state right now. Oh, I'm the guy. Because we're just playing a game. What if you were that guy? What would you be?
I would be, I think the concept is I'd be overworked.
Oh, yeah. So no wonder you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be overworked. That's for damn sure. I want to enjoy life and have a good time and, not worry about money.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. And so because the belief system is, I don't want to be overworked, and you have to be overworked to have money, well, then no wonder what shows up in your life is not money because you're not overworked. Mm-hmm. Sweet. So can we just release? And when I say release, I just mean release the stuckness. Just release the fact that, oh, now I see that I think that overwork and money equals each other. Right? Mm-hmm. Because give me 3 examples of somebody that you know of in some facet that either works just as many hours as somebody else, but has a whole bunch of money, or doesn't work very much and has a whole bunch of money.
I used to do real estate. So there's a lot of mental references of people who are worked very hard constantly to make good money. When I was doing that, I did not enjoy that aspect of it. So I think that's part of it. So people who don't work very much and make a lot of money.
So let me ask you this, because you brought up real estate, let's just throw this out there. Now, whether you like them or whether you don't like them, this is not a political, this is not anything. This is just the facts. Donald Trump has a lot of money. It's just the facts, right? He's got a lot of money. He's got a lot of money because of real estate. Now, does he have more hours in the day than somebody who makes less money? No. I mean, isn't he a billionaire? Is he a billionaire?
I guess. I don't know if we've ever seen his records. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like he's a billionaire. So if he's a billionaire and somebody who has isn't even a millionaire that does real estate, they both have the same amount of hours. So he can't be working more than somebody who doesn't even make $1 million. Right? So
Mhm.
there's a proof that your belief that you think is absolute isn't absolute. Right?
Definitely.
So we can release some of the absoluteness of this equal sign. Okay, give me another example.
Example, people who work a lot.
No, people who don't work as much and have more money, or who don't work hardly at all and have a lot of money.
Like people or like professions or what?
Well,
Maybe I'm overthinking it.
it's probably people because there's no one. Well, you know what? If you utilize a profession that it seems like works less than someone else and makes a lot of money, you could give me that.
Politicians seem that way.
Okay.
Um, what else?
So they
Oh,
make a lot of money, but they work not very much.
yeah, I don't think they work a whole lot.
Okay.
Right?
Yes. So, and here's the thing. Do they work, even if they worked a lot, do they make more money than somebody who works just as much as they do?
I would think so.
Yeah. So there's not an equal sign between work really hard and have a lot of money.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Some
Cool,
people just
cool.
fall into money too, you know.
Oh, cool. How do you suppose they do that?
Oh, I don't know, inheritances or, they'll have family heirlooms or they'll have hit the lottery. There's a million different ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
But let's rule those out just for the sake of the releasing the stuckness of the belief, because most people aren't going to get their money that way. Most of us show up for some kind of job, work, business, something, right? Which
Yeah.
you actually, I'm I know this from personal experience. You actually love what you do and you're actually genius at it. And so you don't want to win the lottery and stop working. You will always probably contribute because of what you do, contributing to the world around you and giving to other people. So what we really want to do is eliminate the equation between money and hard work.
Sure, sure.
Yeah. So give me one more example.
People who have money and don't work very hard. I don't know, maybe the Bitcoin people, right? I think they're kind of up and down. I think some people have made a lot of money on Bitcoin for little effort. I don't know.
Let's do this. Let's do this just for the sake of allowing what is, because for you, when you say maybe, the subconscious goes, yeah, maybe. And we're looking for something absolute that we can tell
Absolute.
our subconscious, look, here's the proof, right?
Mhm.
So let me just ask you this. And I'm going to be super general just for a second. One of the modalities that you use is NLP, correct? Cool.
Yes,
One of the modalities that Tony Robbins uses is NLP, correct?
correct.
Do you believe that Tony Robbins works more hours than you comparatively to what he makes?
I don't even know. That's a very good question. I believe he works very, very hard. Yeah.
Okay. You think he works very, very hard. What is working very, very hard to you, Dan?
A lot of hours, a lot of effort, a lot of, irons in the fire, always sort of progressing, moving forward. Lots of goal setting achievements, all those types of things. And he seems
Okay.
very geared that way to where, and he has a lot more resources too, right? So I think, yeah,
Sure. And actually, I'm so glad that I asked that question, because here's the thing that actually, because when I think of working hard, I think of the amount of hours that you put in. And so that's kind of where I was wanting to take you. But what happened when you were like, well, I think that, he does work a lot of hours, he puts in a lot of effort, and that's what spiked in your energy, was the effort. It's not even about the amount of hours, it's the effort, right?
yeah.
So do you feel like you effort when you come to work?
I feel like I don't effort in a session per se, but I
Okay.
feel like there's effort in the business aspect. The
Ah,
clients, the marketing, the networking, the budgets, all that kind of stuff. But I don't
okay.
feel, yeah, it's a part of my business.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you get paid? Now, hear me well. Do you get paid to market, or do you get paid to get results?
I get paid to get results, but
Yeah. Do you get paid to budget your money?
no,
Do you get paid to set up systems?
no,
Do you get paid to, there's some other aspect of your schedule and network with clients?
no,
No. So actually the thing that you get paid to do, you do effortlessly.
pretty much. Yeah.
Say that out loud 3 times.
The thing I get paid to do, I do effortlessly. The thing I get paid to do, I do effortlessly. The thing I get paid to do, I do effortlessly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. The thing you get paid to do, you do effortlessly.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the cool things that we that I want to come back to, as far as where sometimes these beliefs are rooted and grounded. So there's 2 parts of us, right? We have a human side and a spirit side. Spirit side is the unseen side, it's the eternal side, it's the ethereal side. The human side is the physical, it's the tangible, it's our body, right? And both parts have sets of rules and laws. Okay. So when we actually look at the word worthy, like what we are worthy of having or what we deserve, if you look up the definition of worthy, it uses deserve to define it. If you look up deserve, it looks up, it defines it with earn. If you look up the word earn, it defines it with worthy. So now we have this loop. Why? Because it's trying to define something for the human cognitive mind to understand that is not in the human realm. From the perspective of us and our worth. Okay, I misspoke there a little bit. When we look at it to define us in our worthiness, we can't utilize that definition, right? Because from the perspective of what it means, there's always an equal sign, right? This equals this. You deserve this because of this. You're worth this because of this. You earned this because of this, right? But in our spirit, one of the laws of the spirit is just one. It's one thing that we call energy, right? Where I stop, air starts. Where air stops, my computer starts, right? Everything is energy. Some of it is seen, some of it is unseen. Some of it takes up space, some of it doesn't take up space, but everything is energy. A thought is energy, my computer's energy, all of it's energy, right? So there is only one thing. Our spirit is that one thing. Well, if there's only one thing, there can't be an equal sign. So just by the fact that you possess energy, that you are energy, that the thing that is in you, your spirit is one, it's already worthy from the perspective of, I'm going to rephrase that. It's not worthy. It can't be worthy because it just is.
Gotcha.
Right? Because there's no equal sign. So it just is. Okay, cool. Then where does worthy come from? Worthy is only found in our human.
The ego.
And there is an equation. This equals this, right? How much money I have equals something, but it doesn't have anything to do with my being. It doesn't have anything to do with your being. Does it have something to do with something? Yes. Okay, cool. What is that something that it equals to? That something is whatever you believe. Whatever you believe. Right? So if you believe that you can charge $60 for a session, you'll get it. If you believe you can charge $100 for a session, you'll get it. If you can believe that you can charge $500 for a session, you'll get it, right? There are people who do NLP who charge 500, 1,000. There's actually somebody that I met that does similar energy mindset type things, $10,000 an hour. I someday, right? I am not there yet. But people give him $10,000 an hour. Like one session is an hour. Now he doesn't get paid for his hour. He gets paid for the results that he creates within that hour. Right? Now, does he create, now hear me, does he create better results than somebody who charges $100? Maybe, maybe not. But I guarantee you this, he believes he creates the results or better results worth $10,000. Now, what are those results? It depends on the person on the other side of the equation, right? We think that worthy and that equation of what we can charge is solid, right? If I buy this, it equals this all the time, anytime, right? I love to use the example of underwear. I don't know why, I just do. The dollar store sells underwear. I could buy underwear for $1. And I Googled one time just to see what the most expensive pair of underwear that I could find. And now there was some that were like $1,200, but there was like a handful of underwear that were anywhere between like $270 and $345 for a pair of underwear. Now, somebody who wants to spend $350 for a pair of underwear finds a different level of value in the underwear to a point that they would pay that much money for a pair of underwear. Somebody who goes, I don't really care about underwear. I don't care if I buy it at the dollar store. I don't care. It's just underwear. And it's not that necessarily even that the value of the dollar store underwear is that much less. Now, is it probably less? Probably to some degree, but 350 times less? Probably not. Probably not. Something tells somebody inside of themselves, hey, I'm going to make a pair of underwear and I'm going to charge $350. And somebody says, wow, I deserve a pair of $350 underwear. And guess what? Then they buy it and they love their underwear and they find so much value in their underwear, right? But the person who spends $1, I think I'm going to sneeze. But the person who buys them for $1 still gets the same use. Maybe their only value is I'm just supposed to wear underwear, so I'm doing it. And so they've fulfilled the value. Value is an illusion based on what we believe.
Mhm.
Now, all good news, right? How do we then create an understanding to make what we believe equal to the thing over here that we want to charge, right? So if you could change what you charge for your services so that money flowed more abundantly, what would that amount be?
Like what I would want to charge ideally?
Yeah.
That's a really good question. I'm not real sure, to be honest. I kind of raise my pricing as I go along, and it just depends upon the results I get. It depends upon, honestly, feedback from clients. You know, clients will tell me I should charge more. Usually that'll kind of cause me to charge more. If I get a new certification, if I work with a different aspect of behavior, things like that. But none of it has to so much, none of it's really geared consciously toward a self-worth aspect or a confidence aspect. Not that
Yeah.
I can pinpoint.
So let's chat about that a little bit, about how our minds work. So our subconscious equals how our life shows up, right? We can agree on that. What programs the subconscious mind?
Experience.
Is that it?
Well, your relation to the experience, yeah.
Is that it?
As far as I know.
Okay, cool. So it's only programmed and we can't reprogram it?
No, that's just, you just asked how it was programmed. I think it happens through, experience. Yeah. Something happens and you get that programming kind of started. And then you look for ways to reinforce it and make it true and strengthen it. And, you dwell in that for a while.
Yeah. So that's the only way to program it.
Only way? I think it's the most obvious. I don't know about the only way.
What are some other options for ways to program it?
For your subconscious,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, if our subconscious is what creates our whole life, and the only thing we know to program it is based on what's already happened and how it was programmed, that leaves us stuck to be able to, by choice, rewire and reprogram the subconscious mind. So based on the conscious and the subconscious mind, the subconscious is just a receiver, right? Whatever's going on, and which is what you were talking about. We have experiences, our subconscious takes it in, it becomes a belief, and now we reflect that back out into the world around us, right? The conscious cognitive mind has the ability to reprogram the subconscious mind. Yeah? If I make a decision, and then I communicate that decision to my subconscious mind can only receive. It can't decide what it receives and what it doesn't receive. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So I love this because are you familiar with Bruce Lipton?
Yes.
Okay, so the biology of belief, right? And what did Bruce Lipton say? He said when they took two parent cells, right? Cells from the same parents, or they took two parent cells, took a bunch of petri dishes from those parent cells, right? Put them in different petri dishes. Now, I will tell you, I don't remember details very well, so I totally could butcher this. So Bruce Lipton, I'm sorry if I'm totally butchering this. But I think it was something like they put the parent cells inside of or in a petri dish with fat cells, with muscle cells, and with bone cells. Might have been blood cells. This is why I don't remember the details. But basically what happened was, depending on the environment that those cells were in, they began to reproduce into what was in the petri dish.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't, hey, I'm a bone cell and I'm going to always be a bone cell and I'm going to reproduce into being more bone cells. No, if you took that and you put it into a petri dish surrounded by blood cells, it would begin to eventually reproduce itself as blood cells, right? That's basically the foundation of the study. And so what that means is, it doesn't matter what our subconscious receives. It will receive the energy that it's most surrounded with. Yeah. And when we just believe that a belief is a belief and it just is what it is, and we don't actually take our cognitive mind and actually think through it, right? Which we don't until we do. By nature, we don't think about why we believe what we believe. We just believe it. And then we hit a point where we go, okay, I don't like this thing in my life. I want it to be different. Okay, how do I do it different? Okay, well, I have to change what my subconscious believes, because my conscious mind can believe something that my subconscious mind doesn't believe, right? So when we think about, okay, I have to have another certification to charge more money. I have to wait until I'm prompted by my clients. I have to give it a certain amount of time. I have to feel a certain way before I raise my prices. Instead of going, okay, my subconscious will attract into my world whatever I believe about myself. And if I believe that I can charge $500, then I can charge $500. If I can reprogram my brain by simply recognizing what I want and making a decision to have that, right? Now, it's going to sound like I'm talking simply about affirmations, right? Unfortunately, if we don't make the tie-in between the conscious and the subconscious mind, affirmations are just words, and that takes a lot of effort, right? So if we go, okay, I'm going to make a decision to have $500 for, a session is $500. Okay. So then you make the decision in your mind. Now, do you believe it when you make a decision?
Yeah, usually. I can't think of what I don't really believe. I don't know.
Okay, let me separate it this way. Does your conscious mind believe it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, because you made the decision. Sure. Does your subconscious mind necessarily believe it?
Not always, no.
No, because it's been programmed to receive whatever we've been receiving up to this point, right? So the whole idea, when we think about now male and female energies, the female energy isn't just make a decision, here it is, la, la, la. The female energy is more like, ooh, I like to be romanced. I like to be swooned. I like to be persuaded, right? And so when we honor our conscious, which is the female energy, in that way, we actually begin to communicate and reprogram our subconscious mind. So how do we do that? It's things like, hey, what if we charged $500? Then the super conscious inside of us, which is the part of us that knows that anything is possible, we can have anything we want, all we have to do is align our minds, be in alignment, right? Our super conscious starts to show us what's possible. What if? Our conscious cognitive mind says, what if I charged $500? And then the super conscious goes, oh, he wants some proof that he can charge $500. And then what happens is we're persuading the subconscious mind to remove the things that aren't serving us and allow for the things that we're choosing, right? Because at some point in time, now, Dan, when you very first started your practice, was it reasonable to charge $500?
No.
No, you didn't get the results worthy equal to $500. You didn't. You needed to practice. You needed to get better at it. You needed to hone in on like what questions to ask. And I know you're a constant learner, and you're constantly learning new methods and modalities and getting better and better at what you do, right? And so every time you get better and better at what you do, it creates a greater equal sign for the result, right? For the result. So when we get to a point where our human has practiced, and now there is validity to raising your prices, $500, whatever. Now we have to communicate to the subconscious mind that was programmed as to what money looks like from a very young age, right? That you have to work really hard, that you have to effort really hard. Well, do you effort? No, we already know that you don't effort. Cool. Now it's just a matter of deciding, wow, I have these certifications, I've done these things, I have this much practice, I get this much results. This is what I feel like intuitively I can charge, $500. Oh my gosh, then the subconscious mind that's been charging $50 or whatever up to this point says, no, we don't do that. That's not the practice. That's not how we've been patterned, right? And so now we just go, well, what if I charge $500? How cool would it be to charge $500? I'm going to make a list of all of the ways that I serve my clients better if I charge $500. Because if you charge $500, could you do more marketing? Could you hire somebody to do all the things that you don't like to do, that drain your energy and keep you from actually doing the thing that effortlessly is your genius? Right?
Definitely.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make a list, and I'm gonna surround my subconscious mind with the understanding of why I can charge $500 or whatever that amount is. I'm just making stuff up. So what would it be like? What if I did? I'm gonna make this list. Okay, subconscious mind, I completely understand that we have had a pattern, that what we've done up to this point in time is that we have only charged X amount of dollars. Guess what? That served us then. It doesn't serve us anymore. We've grown up, we've matured, we've done things different. We're going to shift that. And then the subconscious mind goes, okay, great. And again, and you know this, whatever we fill our subconscious mind with is what comes out. And the problem is when we do something like an affirmation for affirmation's sake, and we go, I have $1 million, I have $1 million, I charge $500, I charge $500, I charge $500, I'm a millionaire, I charge $500. We're trying to force the belief onto our subconscious mind instead of being in relationship with our subconscious mind, understanding how it works, and then using the law, i.e., how it works, to reprogram it. Yeah. So when you sit and you ask yourself the question, what if I did charge $500 a session? Now, I don't know. Would that be a jump in what you charge right now?
Yeah, it'd be a jump.
Okay, so let's just play with it. Well, what if? Now, don't go into I do, because the minute you go into I do, what happens is the conscious mind isn't in alignment with the subconscious mind. And then the subconscious mind goes, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Right? And now they're fighting against each other, and that's what doesn't feel good. So all I want you to do is just, well, what if I did? What if I did?
I would find the clients, I'm sure, that would pay that.
Well, what if you don't even have to worry about that? I just want you to go into your body and just ask the question, what if I did charge $500?
My immediate thought is maybe I would make a similar amount of money and have fewer clients, because I would attract fewer clients to me based on my money. So I would work less and make perhaps the same amount, or maybe even a little bit more. But I would have fewer
And
clients, is what I think.
okay, so is that yummy or not yummy to you?
I don't know, because I definitely want to help the most amount of people possible. So yeah, maybe there's a hang up there as well. That if I
Okay,
charge more, I'll help fewer people.
okay. So let's just eliminate that. Let's put that on the shelf for right now and just go into your body and just simply focus on, what if I charge $500?
Just the good stuff, huh? Let me think. I would just have more money in the bank, maybe. Yeah.
What if there's no result? What if we're not even worried about the result of what that means? Take away all the meaning.
There wouldn't really be a change. I would just be charging more.
What does your body feel like, though? Go into your body, and there's not a physical change. Don't worry about the physical, because you're still looking at the results of it. I just want you to go into your body. What if I charged $500? Do you feel movement in your body? Is there an allowance for expansion in your body?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Now we're just going to play with some energy. What if I charged $1,000 a session?
Okay.
Okay. I want you to go back and watch this and see what happens to your face.
I just
Because
felt it. Yeah.
that was undeniable, the kind of joy that brings you. Your whole face
Yeah.
is flush.
Mhm.
Like, that is the juice of trusting the spirit inside of you, the thing that's possible, to allow what is conceivable to be free, to be felt in your body. Do you get that?
Yeah.
So now, here's where we go into the efforting of life. We go, wow, that felt really good. Okay, that's what I want then. I'm going to set my thing. I'm going to change my marketing. I'm going to do that. And we go instantly into our human efforting. Instead of, what if the only thing we ever had to do, what if the only thing you ever had to do was let your belief systems that you have right now sit in the petri dish of that feeling that you felt when you thought the thought, what if I charged $1,000?
Mm-hmm.
What if you just put your subconscious in the energy of that every day? What if? I might not ever do it, but what if? I like to feel that way. That grin on your face, that light in your eyes, that flush of your skin tone. What if all we have to do, what if our greatest effort is to rest in the natural way that energy works, which is, what do you put in your petri dish? And you let the thing that creates your life sit in the petri dish of what that felt like. What if that's as hard as it has to be? Like, again, I want you to go back and I want you to watch this because your whole face went, what?
I know,
It
yeah.
can be
I
that
totally felt
simple?
it.
Wait, what?
I felt it like move up. It's like, wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Good stuff.
good stuff. That's awesome. Is there anything else you want to chat about that, closure on that? Or does that give you something to play with and resonate with and absorb?
Yeah, there's a lot of absorbing I could do just with that.
Cool.
Mhm.
Cool. Are you set on an action item that you feel like you're going to go do? Because our human is the doer, right? Our spirit's the receiver. Our human is the doer. Our human is designed to do. Is there an action item that you can do from the place of receiving that information? Right? Because again, it's not the doing like, okay, now I got to change my marketing. I got to, but the doing is, yeah, okay, my action item is I'm gonna set a timer and I'm gonna do this 3 times in the morning and 3 times at night. An action item might be I'm gonna put that in my head and then I'm gonna write 10 things that my business is going to contribute to the world because I'm charging what I charge, right? Whatever that thing is, do you have an action item that you can incorporate, that you can infuse, that you can integrate that spirit or that feeling that your spirit is experiencing and the human desiring to contribute?
An action item, like a step I could take to help bring
Yeah,
that all together. I definitely want to start doing tap along. So that's a good way to make that bigger impact.
perfect. So how are you going to purpose to tap on that? Are you going to put it in your calendar? Are you just going to do it when you think about it? Are you going to do it twice a day? Are you going to teach it to somebody else so that it ingrains deeper? Like, what are you going to do with it?
How am I going to accomplish that?
No,
What you're
just
asking?
what are you going to purpose so that your human gets to play a part in experiencing that energy?
I'm not sure I understand the question, Lori. Sorry.
Okay, no, that's okay. Um, okay, so you said you definitely want to tap on it. Okay.
No, I want to set up tap alongs. That's my next
Oh,
thing to do in my business is set up like weekly tap along processes.
oh, what's that?
It's like getting people on Zoom, say 10 or so people, to tap on certain set topics. And
Oh,
so
got
that
it.
is what is going to be my next
Yo.
sort of thing. So,
So
yeah.
guys, I'm just saying this. If you want to tap on all of this, get a hold of my friend Dan at Mind Matters in Boise, Idaho. And actually, I don't know how to do it yet because I'm just starting this. We're going to put your link down in the comments of this. So, because we want to tap on that. So, okay, here's the difference between an idea and allowing our human to purpose it, right? Because our human wants purpose. It wants to know why it's doing what it's doing. So, yes, it's great to, okay, let me do it this way. If you're going to do tap alongs with this, when are you going to start those?
This month is the goal. So I was thinking I still have a couple things to set up, but I'm guessing I should be ready to go by the middle of the month.
Okay, so that gives us 2 weeks, right? Between now and the middle of the month. Okay, so what can you action next week to ensure that you launch this the week after?
Wow. See, now I'm feeling like it started even earlier than that. When you said next week, I thought, well, I should be done by next week. Um, Yeah, you just have to get a couple things set up with the technology aspect.
Okay. So
Yeah.
when are you going to set those up?
My plan was to do it this weekend.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So, and here's what's really cool about the way that our conscious and our subconscious mind works, right? Our conscious mind just told our subconscious mind, hey, I want to believe something different. And then the subconscious mind goes, okay, great. And then our conscious mind goes, okay, now what? Now, if we say, okay, in order to continue this process, then I'm going to purpose to set up my technology so I can actually do a tap along next Wednesday or whatever, right?
Mhm.
Because our conscious mind is linear. It wants to know what am I doing and when am I doing it in order to. So then our subconscious mind can go, okay, I'm just going to keep receiving because you're doing your job and I'll just sit here and receive, right? It's the relationship between our conscious and our subconscious mind that allows for us to purpose the change. And every time we make a conscious choice to purpose the change, we actually embody the power of the change with every choice,
Agreed.
increasing our power, right? I have choice to make something different instead of I have to always just allow things to happen. Nope. I purpose to change the beliefs, not based on force, just based on the laws of how it works. Yeah?
Yeah.
Groovy. So you're going to set up your technology this weekend.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have a tap along when? Next Wednesday? Next Thursday?
I don't know. I got to figure that out. I want to do like a midday one, and then like an evening one. So I don't know how that's going to quite look. Trying to figure out what topics I want to cover. Do I want set topics? I want them to change. But
Do you
people would
really have to
pay.
figure all that out, Dan?
Yeah. So that's I
You
think
do?
part of the marketing aspect, as you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have to make it perfect before you do anything?
Not perfect, but I have to have like sort of the structure set up. So I have
Oh, because
the
it sounds like to me you already do.
well, I just gotta kind of hone in on what I want the topics to be. Because they need to be with the tap along process, everyone has to sort of have a similar uh, problem in order to kind of for it to be the most effective. So I wouldn't have like, all different kinds of traumas or all different kinds of belief structures sort of in the same group because other people not being tapped on directly wouldn't probably get as much out of it.
So this is like a group that comes together that you tap along with each. It's not like, hey, this is the topic this week. Who wants to tap on that? Hey, this is the topic this week. Who wants to tap on that? You're formulating a group.
Correct.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's simplify it just a little bit. And again, the only reason why is because this thing that you have shifted, that you felt that thing, if you go back into, okay, now I got to get these things together, you're not allowing this thing to be anchored into your physical cells. Does that make sense? That's why we action item it, because again, our spirit, it can instantaneously do anything. We saw that in your face and what happened when you thought the thought. What if I charge $1,000 a session, right? We saw what happens to the spirit. The human, however, works in linear terms. It needs to do things in order to integrate that instantaneous thing into our human, into our biological cells, right?
Okay.
So find something that you can action with this specific thing within the next 7 days. Either teach it to somebody else. invite a group of people. Hey guys, I'm going to be totally selfish. I'm going to give away this tap along thing. Wait, what'd you call it? Tap along. Okay. I'm going to give away this tap along session because I want to ingrain this into me. And it's way funner when I do it with other people. So can you guys all just come? And how long does the tap along last?
Not sure. Got to figure that out too. I figured like 90 minutes is what I'm guessing.
Anybody got an extra 90 minutes in the next 7 days? I think I'm going to do it Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock. Anybody who wants to come on the Zoom, it's totally free. You can put, I know your network. You could put it out to your network. You could email your clients and just go, hey, I'm doing this tap along thing. Honestly, this is so selfish. I'm just doing this for me. And it's way funner to do it with other people. And so I know that if I put it on my calendar and I invite other people, I'm going to show up and I'm going to do it. And then I'm integrating it for me. But I need an action item in the next 7 days so that I can integrate this thing, because the thing that I felt when I thought that thought, I want that in my physical cells so that my cells begin to resonate with that frequency. Right?
Yeah.
Don't go into making it a big deal. Just, this is so selfish. I'm just doing this just for me. Anybody want to come along? Come play with me. I'll come play with you.
You'll be invited for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do, Dan, in the next 7 days to integrate that feeling into your physical cells?
I don't know. That's a great question. I guess just go back and remember that feeling. Remember the aspect of that expansion feeling, what that was like.
And unless you make a cognitive decision on what exactly that's going to look like, chances are you probably won't. Why? Because it's not integrated into your human yet. And your spirit can do it whenever it wants. So it doesn't need to remember. It doesn't need to purpose it. It doesn't care. It can be there and do that whenever it wants to. It's our human, however, that needs the integration so that it plays out in our physical life. So I'm going to stick you, and we are not done here until I get something tangible that you are going to say, this is what I'm going to do. And here's the thing. It could be something as simple as I'm going to set a timer for 3 minutes. And I am just going to say that, what if I charged $1,000? What if I charged $1,000? What if I charged $1,000? And I'm just going to say that over and over. Now, we're not going to go, what if I charged $1,000 session? What if I charged $1,000 session? What if I charged $1,000 session? What if I, because that's not actually evoking the feeling that we want. It's, what if I charged $1,000 a session? What if I charged $1,000 a session? What if I charged $1,000 a session, right? It's actual communication. It's not words, right? So even if you say, okay, Lori, I'm going to set a timer for 3 days or for 3 minutes for the next 3 days. And that's how I'm going to tangibly make a conscious cognitive decision from my human to integrate this thing that my spirit just made available to me. It can be something as simple as that. And it doesn't have to be that. I just threw that out as it could be as simple as that.
Okay.
And I want you to now choose.
Choose what I'm going to do.
I am not going to let you go until you tell me, because again, it would be such a disservice to you to allow you to feel that and then go, okay, we're all done. Why? Because then you'll come back next week and you'll be like, what was that feeling again? Because you're human.
I'm going to tap on that.
Okay. When are you going to tap on that? How are you going to tap on that?
I'll tap in the morning and at night before I go to bed.
Okay. How long are you going to tap on that?
Usually when I tap, it's about 10 minutes a session.
Okay.
Like for stuff like that.
Cool. How many days are you going to tap?
daily,
For how many days?
until I get it set up. And then maybe after that, I don't know. It's a good
Until you get
question.
what set up?
Until I get all the tap along process set up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when's the goal to get that set up?
The goal was the 15th, but now I'm thinking I could do it earlier.
Okay. So when are you going to do it?
So that's a good question. Can I do it by the
And-
9th?
I think you can do it by the 9th.
That's interesting. I'll set the 9th as a goal.
Okay. And here's what's so cool about that, Dan. And here's why I didn't want you to go until, right? Because when it's vague, our human goes, I don't know what to do with that.
Mhm.
Like, it's like, hey, go eat some food. Okay, well, what food am I going to eat? Until you know what food you're going to eat, you don't eat food. You could open the refrigerator and go, I'm going to eat food. No, seriously, I'm going to eat food. But until you decide what food you're going to eat, your human never eats, right? And this is all about the integrating of this ethereal feeling that we felt and integrating it into the biology of your human cells so that the resonancy, the frequency that you begin to emit is $1,000 a session, which this is what starts to happen is then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm getting so irritated and my clients are irritating me. And why am I so irritated? Because your physical body begins to resonate at a frequency that doesn't match what you're actually doing anymore, which is charging whatever it is you're charging currently. And you'll get so irritated that you're like, I've just got to charge more money, right? We either make a decision to do it, or if we create the frequency, it will get so irritated that we can't not do it. Or people just start giving us more money and we're like, wait a minute, I only charge this. No, that's okay. I want to give you that. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we make the conscious cognitive defined decision of when we're going to tap, how long we're going to tap, the date that we're going to do it. Because now the human goes, okay, now I know what to do. Now I know what to do. Good, done. And the spirit goes, okay, we're on it. And now we've integrated the feeling and the doing. Yeah. It's good.
I like
I'll be
that.
expecting my invitation.
You'll get it for sure.
Okay.
You'll like it. It'll be fun.
Yeah. Dan, I so appreciate you coming and playing with me today and letting me poke
I
your
love
sometimes frustration because we're like, I don't know, right?
I
But
loved it.
I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
Thank
I would
you.
love to
Thank
do this
you.
again if you'd like to do it again.
Awesome. Yeah, whenever.
Okay,
Anytime.
great.
I
We'll
loved it.
hook it up.
Okay.
All right. Thanks so much.